You're the courthouse kid.
You know it. How old are you? 13. I thought you were like 19. Yeah. You look older than 13. We still could hook up.
Say
if
it
you
again.
want.
You are like, you could be my child.
So? I got those looks.
Tyshawn Jones is one of the most influential skaters of this generation. He's the kid from New York who grew up bombing the subway, skating the LES skate park, and dropping clips in Supreme's most iconic videos like Cherry, Blessed, and Play Dead. Over the years, he's gone from a Supreme flow rider to a 2-time Thrasher Skater of the Year with his own signature Adidas shoe. For over a decade, Tyshawn and Supreme were tied at the hip. But that partnership is now at the center of a legal war. Tyshawn is suing Supreme for $25 million, claiming defamation, breach of contract, and unpaid money. So how did a skater who was basically Supreme's image in the 2010s end up here? In February 2024, Tyshawn signed what should have been a straightforward deal with Supreme. The contract covered August 2023 through December 2025, worth $1 million a year, broken down into about $83,000 a month. The rules? Tyshawn had to wear and promote Supreme apparel only, but footwear was excluded so he could keep riding with Adidas. The deal also came with a built-in safety net. If something went wrong, Supreme had to give him 30 days to fix it before they could terminate. And there were confidentiality and non-disparagement clauses, meaning no bad-mouthing each other even after the contract ended. Fast forward to August 2024, Tyshawn appears in a Marc Jacob fashion shoot. For him, this wasn't new. He'd been in luxury campaigns before, but this time Supreme reacted differently. On September 12th, they sent him a letter saying the Marc Jacob shoot was a material, non-curable breach of the contract. In other words, they claimed the violation was so bad it couldn't be fixed. So they were cutting him off immediately. No cure period, no conversation, just done. Tyshawn's lawsuit says that's bogus. For years, Supreme had allowed him to work with luxury houses like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Prada, Tiffany, you name it. In fact, he says Supreme even told him point blank, as long as it's not another skate brand or team, we're not in your way. So why would Marc Jacobs suddenly be different? Well, Tyshawn's side argues it wasn't about the shoot at all. It was about timing. Because right after they cut him, Supreme was sold to another company, a luxury giant behind Ray-Ban and Oakley. The deal closed in October 2024, just weeks later. Tyshawn suggests Supreme wanted him gone before that sale, cutting ties to save money and avoid any extra obligations. And don't forget, the last paycheck he says he received was September 2024. So that leaves $1.25 million in unpaid salary, covering October 2024 through the end of 2025. But the money is only half the story. Tyshawn is also suing for defamation. He claims that after the termination, Supreme execs, including the founder, James Jebbia, told people in the industry that Tyshawn was kicked off for breaching his contract. One example named in the lawsuit, Supreme allegedly told a photographer that Tyshawn was dropped because of his Marc Jacobs shoot. Tyshawn argues those comments blackballed him in the fashion circles and damaged his professional reputation. And remember, confidentiality and non-disparagement clauses survived termination, meaning Supreme wasn't supposed to talk about it at all, let alone say he broke the rules. So this isn't just Tyshawn versus Supreme. This is about the bigger clash between skateboarding and fashion. In today's world, it's normal for skaters to ride for a core brand and still show up in luxury shoots. It's part of the culture now. If Tyshawn loses, does that mean every skater under contract risks punishment for stepping into fashion? If he wins, it could force brands to be crystal clear about what exclusivity actually means and stop hiding behind vague contract language. It also matters for the way contracts are enforced. Was Supreme allowed to skip the 30-day cure period? Did they effectively waive strict exclusivity by letting him shoot for luxury houses for years? And does telling people he was kicked off count as defamation? Those are questions the court has to answer. Here's what makes this even deeper. Tyshawn isn't just another rider. For many skaters, he was the face of Supreme's skate program. From the Cherry days in 2014 to his Play Dead part in 2022, his clips defined the era. Now, that same skater is challenging the brand in court, saying they broke his trust and cost him millions. It's almost symbolic. One of skateboarding's biggest stars standing up against one of the culture's biggest brands. The outcome could reshape how skaters negotiate with companies moving forward. Right now, the lawsuit is still in play. Tyshawn is asking for $25 million in damages plus $1.25 million he says Supreme still owes. Supreme hasn't publicly commented yet, but when they do, this story could get even bigger. At the end of the day, this case isn't just about one photo shoot. It's about who controls a skater's image and how far a brand can go before crossing the line. So I'll leave it to you. Was Supreme right to pull the plug, or is Tyshawn making a stand for every skater who wants freedom beyond skateboarding? Let me know what you think in the comments. Peace.